I'm thinking that today's dive into cleaning out the proverbial skeletons of my creative closet should be a fun one. So let's talk about turning thoughts into ideas. In preparation of today's exercise, I was actually dreading the prospect of being stuck in the closet forever. I dreaded the notion of not making progress, of running out of things to contemplate. I thought, what if I even run out of ideas? Then the voice of my previous thoughts came over me. Contemplate contemplation. Contemplate contemplation. Contemplate contemplation. Life is an adventure in creative coping. Create a life worth sharing. Create a life worth sharing. Create a life worth sharing. Create for creativity's sake. Create for a harmonious humanity. Trust in the process. Trust in the process. Trust in the process. Create for goodness sake. Create for goodness sake. For goodness sake, create. Selfie therapy. Selfie therapy. Vlogging about vlogging. Vlogging about vlogging about vlogging about vlogging. And then it occurred to me the simple actual idea about vlogging about vlogging and vlogging about the idea. Now, it might sound ridiculous or convoluted or dogmatic. I hope it doesn't sound dogmatic. That's definitely not what I'm going for. Emphatic, maybe, but just bear with me. To break it all down, we need to go back to some core elements surrounding ideas and do a little bit of a rewind. Where we're at is that random thoughts or feelings are not generally accepted as ideas. Random thoughts and feelings are not ideas. A major factor precipitating an idea might be the emotion surrounding the thoughts that lead to the idea. First, what is a feeling for the purposes of this exercise? Very basically, we can look at feelings as one's personal experience with their senses, independent from rational thought. One way to look at feelings may be through emotions. The way that we process everything before it is filtered through reason and then language and then it's categorized and then named as emotions. When we lump feelings and emotions just into one bucket, it references the emotions surrounding one's thoughts. Arguably, learning the language of emotion, being able to put one's feelings through the filters of language into words, may be an excellent way to organize one's thoughts. Food for thought? Moving on, besides emotions, what form of other thoughts do we entertain? Observation, quandary, and opinion are distinct categories that come to mind. But the direction of this line of thinking is that thoughts and feelings or emotions, your observations, your opinions, or quandaries, questions, are not in and of themselves, even if inspired, they're not inherently ideas. Pertaining to viable ideas, it is not enough to merely observe the world around us. The curious inner child must inquire and pursue quandary. And from quandary, we may formulate appropriate questions from which we may elicit ideas about appropriate action. And the prospective course of action may catapult our thoughts and feelings, or our feelings and emotions surrounding thoughts, whether dreamy or cogent, into an actual idea. What about opinions? Now, opinion is a tricky territory. It can feel like a battle of wills. It can feel like a misguided power play. Opinion can feel like an archaic coliseum or a dystopian future circus, where feelings and thoughts and spawning ideas go to be corrupted. Everything we do is shaded in a constantly moving matrix of conscious and subconscious opinions and judgments. Cat! Based on our experience, our thoughts, our observations, our emotions, opinions, blah, blah, blah. Don't forget the questions, or the lack thereof in many opinions. Have you ever said or heard, keep your opinion to yourself, right? Oh, they're so opinionated. Often such thinking is in response to one's own unwavering opinion or a doubt of another's opinion amounting to anything more than blather. Often it's related to one's will for empty external validation, showing off, or even attempting to incite conflict. Personally, I'm a proponent of agreeing to disagree whenever feasible. But again, that is just my opinion, or actually maybe it's really the point of this whole thing. An opinion, however genuine or divisive, or you name it, however impassionate or inspired, it does not make it an idea. When we talk about subscribing to an emotionally charged opinion and it's revolved around an ideal, and then we act as prescribed, we may be moving into the territory of ideology, which is not the main idea of this exercise. Ideology is theoretically a system of ideas or ideals, differentiating between the two. Ironically, ideology may present as behavior based on a conglomeration of thoughts, feelings, and opinions, but still lacking in the idea department. Again, that is just my preliminary assessment, which is not an idea. This line of thinking probably lies outside of an opinion and somewhere in a cluster of thought, observation, emotion, and quandary. So what about inspired thoughts? Does an inspired or inspiring thought, does that make it an idea? An idea may definitely be an inspired thought, but inspiration is not enough. It's not enough. Inspiration is not enough. Inspiration may motivate us for sure, but by general definition, it is not an idea. Inspired or not, it remains a question, an observation, an emotion, some kind of a contemplation, or even an emotional, opinionated ideal. An idea, though, implies relevant action. For example, all of this contemplation is not an idea. It is actually two ideas. One, it's my brainstorming and my daily exercise and creative coping. In this day 10 of my Yes Theory Project 30-day challenge, I had the brilliant idea about how to turn thoughts into ideas and make that into a video. Ching ching! This video, good, bad, liked, or disliked, evidences the viability of the simple idea, make a video about how to turn a thought into an idea. It turns out that it is not only an idea about turning my random ideas and thoughts and feelings on how to turn a thought into an idea, it is actually this idea. This is the thing. The thing is that I have an idea. What if you put your idea lens on? What if throughout the day you just look for one thing that strikes you, and then you put that one thing into your own contemplative assessment machine, and then you challenge yourself to identify whether or not it is a feeling, a random thought, whether it is an observation, a question or quandary, or it is an opinion. Then, to further elaborate on my idea, which is a suggestion for action, what if you evaluate your own circumstances, your own talents, your own interests, your own aptitudes, the things at your disposal, your environment, and then you categorize into which bucket the thing that stood out to you pertains. Ask yourself how that subject may translate into which activity, and then actually make a plan. So I took my own thoughts and sensibilities around how to tackle my daily creative process, and I turned that into an idea about making a video about ideas, and then that spawned the idea to inspire you or encourage you 2, take your own little inventory and take a subject, a thought or a feeling, whatever kind of thought or feeling, and make a plan to catapult that into an actual idea by bump starting it with an action. Now, this sensibility or subject turned into an idea through a plan doesn't have to be something elaborate. Doesn't have to be something elaborate about how to solve all the world's problems and, cure illness and cure the planet. Sometimes just keeping creativity alive is a contribution to the fertility of creativity and thus solutions. In essence, thoughts, feelings, or emotions, observations, quandaries, or opinions, maybe even ideals or ideologies, only become ideas relative to implied or proposed or taken action. So, my hope is that this genuine raw glimpse into my creative process will encourage you to embrace this simple idea of jump-starting an idea. Just make and execute a plan to express one thing. You never know how it may reach someone else. The idea is to throw self-judgment and fear of external judgment and inappropriate self-criticism and all those concerns, simply throw them to the wind. Simply express one thing that you've thought or felt or observed or contemplated. Sing it, dance it, write it, whatever it. By filtering this inspiration, intention, or raw human experience into a plan and then actual action, you will turn the thought or feeling into a conveyable, viable idea. You could even make a video about it.